Here's an essay that I just wrote and I'm about to send to the congregation. The title is No Present Like Time. One of my favorite artists is David Lamott. And of all of his songs, the one that always touches me is entitled Deadline. Now, if you've never heard it, it's about a woman who grows up with a father who's always busy doing things that he sincerely believes is important to his family. He's what you could call a really hard worker and a really great provider, except for one thing. You see, even though he makes sure his daughter has everything she needs and wants, the one thing he's not willing or able to give is time. Of course, she grows up the same way, sacrificing time with her daughter and husband so that she can provide for them. And this continues even after she's told that her father has died. He's made his deadline. And in the refrain that repeats several times during the song, there's no time like the present. There's no present like time. Now, like I said, that song always touches me, and I think the reason is obvious. As my good friend Richie Marshall says, I work too hard and too long. I think that probably applies to me as well. Of course, I recognize that not everyone would agree that my priorities and time allocation is quite right. Still, I try to do the best I can as a servant of God to do what God's called me to do. And for me, that seems to take a lot of time that could be spent with my wife and daughter. Of course, I don't think my situation is unique, although there are plenty of folks who look wistfully to the past and wonder out loud why we can't live in a world where only one parent works. The reality is we don't. We just don't live in that kind of world anymore. For reasons that are financial, personal, and even spiritual, most parents have jobs outside the home. And it doesn't matter whether the reason has to do with earning enough to keep the wolves away, or feeling the need to build and maintain a professional network of friends, or being dedicated to make good use of the gifts and talent God has given. It's easy for attention to become distracted from those whom we love most. And we forget that the most precious gift God has given, namely our children. And this is something that was brought home to me earlier this week as I read about the Manchester bombing. You see, the time will come for us, and I'm talking about for us all, when we're just not able to undo the mistakes we've made. Life doesn't have mulligans. There's no time like the present. There's no present like time. And for that reason, I think it's important to claim and give as much time as we can to those whom we love and who love us. Of course, I recognize that not all time is created equal. I think quality nearly always trumps quantity. And I'll tell you, that's good news for busy people. I mean, spending a half an hour playing a game or talking in a car may be a lot more meaningful than being in the same room for 3 hours, concentrating on a YouTube video or taking a BuzzFeed quiz or playing a video game all alone. Now, having said that, I don't want to suggest that technology by its nature is a distraction. As a matter of fact, with a little creativity, laptops, smartphones, and pads can actually provide a personal shared space regardless of the distance. And I think any person who looks forward to Skyping or FaceTiming a grandchild or parent can attest to that. Even Facebook can be a wonderful way to connect. You see, I don't think the how is that important. It's all about just doing it. It's about deciding that the other person has an importance at least as high as the job or the hobby. And it's about making the effort to be present in whatever way we can. Of course, tonight I doubt that I'll get home before 9. And Saturday, well, that's my long day. And I've got a wedding to boot. In other words, I'm an easy target for the words, practice what you preach. But given that blending of demands and expectations we all face, I want to make sure that both Debbie and Maggie know that I love them. And I don't want to waste the limited time that I have. And this is something I'm going to do right now, because there's no time like the present, and there's no present like time. Amen.